Anthropic crushes it again with the surprise release of their new Opus 4.6 model. Who had this on their bingo card? Ripped from the headlines. Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.6 brings 1 million token context and agent teams to take on OpenAI's Codex. Anthropic launches Claude Opus 4.6 as AI moves toward a vibe working era. Exclusive, Anthropic's new model is a pro at finding security flaws. Latest AI model has found more than 500 previously unknown high-severity security flaws in open source libraries with little to no prompting. I slaved all afternoon to find those headlines just for you. No, I didn't. I asked Claude's team of agents to go find them. I think we were all maybe kind of expecting a new Sonnet model, but instead we got an updated Opus model. And I've got to say, some of the changes in there are crazy exciting, including what you're probably going to hear the most about, which is this concept of agent teams. This is giving us the ability, using just natural language, to tell Claude to create a team of sub-agents to go do a bunch of tasks, and it takes care of spawning all the agents, assigning everybody's task, making sure everything's complete, and handing it back to you. That we are definitely going to be looking at today in just a few minutes, because it is every bit as exciting as it sounds. So what they're saying is that you can go into Claude Code and, using natural language, you can just say, I need you to spin up a team of agents basically, and Claude will orchestrate that team for you. It will create a team lead and then spin off sub-agents. That team lead agent will be in charge of handing out the assignments to all of the other sub-agents, letting them do their work and getting the information back, making sure that they're finished before anything that's waiting on that task can then be kicked off. So the idea here is that you aren't the leader of a bunch of sub-agents. It's actually creating a team lead for you that has command over this team of agents. So each member of the team, and we're calling them teammates here, works independently, works asynchronously, and works in its own context. They do have a method for communicating with each other. They've got, I think, their own mail system, which is kind of cool. And then that team lead will collate everything and get back to you. So if you're interested in trying this, this is an experimental product. So they are very clear. Your mileage may vary. Use this with caution. But if you want the technical details, you do need to set a Claude Code experimental agent teams variable in your settings.json file and set that to 1. They've got a code snippet here that you can just copy and paste into that file. They do recommend that you wouldn't want to spawn a bunch of agents that you know are working on the same file or on the same thing, because they might step on each other. There is a bunch of information in here about talking to your agents. You can actually communicate with that team lead or with the sub-agent. There's a bunch of different ways. I won't go into them here. I would say go into the documentation if you're interested in more details on that. But it is worth showing you. They've got several examples of how you would spawn that agent team, and it's literally as simple as you can imagine. This one says, create a team with 4 teammates to refactor these modules in parallel. Use Sonnet for each teammate. And that's it. And it will go off and spin up these agents for you. Spawn an architect teammate to refactor the authentication module. Require plan approval before they make any changes. So what they're saying is that some of these tasks might require planning before anything happens. So the sub-agent will go set up a plan. We'll hand that plan back to that team lead agent. The team lead will approve it, or you can always step in if you need to. But once it's approved, then it hands it the work back to that teammate and says, go ahead, looks good, get to work. That's all taken care of for you. And then they've got a little bit in here about cleaning up the team. You can ask the lead to clean things up when it's done. When I was running it, I saw that the team lead did take care of that for me, but it does mention that you definitely want to make sure things are cleaned up. It does spin off these separate tasks on your computer when it's setting up all these agents. So if something goes awry, because again, this is an experimental project, a process could be out there running, and you don't really want to orphan it and just have something sitting out there taking up resources, really. Okay, so how cool is that? This is the one I have to try. All right, so I've got the brand new Claude Code. I'm on Opus 4.6. I am in a directory. It's basically empty. It's got some file structure created, and there's an initial thoughts markdown file where I just basically came in and recorded my thoughts. I said, hey, there's a new Opus model, Opus 4.6. Here is the announcement. The other thing that's in here, I do have this Claude MD file that just explains my project structure. All right, so let's give this thing a shot. Okay, so I'm trying to do a YouTube video about the new Opus 4.5 model release. I think I want you to create a team of agents. Let's have one teammate read the initial thoughts markdown file and go to that link that's mentioned in there and summarize like probably the key points that we wanted to highlight in this video. Let's have another teammate go and do some research on the web to see what the headlines are about the Opus 4.6 model release. And then maybe a final agent could use Claude in Chrome and navigate to ChatGPT and create an image that would go along well with the subject theme of this video. All right, how could this possibly go wrong? And will we be able to tell it's doing anything? Get set up. I'll find the initial thoughts file, get browser context, then spin up the team. That's kind of insane. One agent spawned. All right, tasks are created. 2 agents launched. Announcement reader, web researcher, image creator. All right, and they'll each write their output to the content out folder. That is per the instructions in the Claude MD file. Yep. Let's open up Chrome. All right, 3 agents are now running in parallel. That's the image that Claude went off and asked ChatGPT to create for it. That's pretty awesome, I guess. This must be the team of agents. And here's Claude running the world. Really well done. All right, and here's what it asked for. Generate an image, dramatic, cinematic, wide-angle composition for a YouTube thumbnail. I mean, yes, please. I've used now 92% of my session limit resets in 15 minutes. So that's a good thing. I had used quite a bit of my my 5-hour allotment before coming in here, before finding out that this model had dropped. So that's not shocking. The web researcher is still working on gathering headlines. I think I'm the holdup there. I needed to keep hitting accept or accept all. That's pretty excellent. Key talking points, token window, benchmark, cybersecurity. Oh, we are so close, 99%. Stop and wait for your limit to reset. All right, I can wait the 12 minutes, I think. Okay, everything came back, ran out of usage. Once I was able to come back, it basically said the 3 tasks were done. Let me shut down the team since everything is wrapped up. All right, a recap of everything the team produced for the video. So that's an announcement summary, headlines, and a thumbnail image. Everything's cleaned up. 3 agents have shut down. Let me clean up the team resources. Team's all cleaned up. You've got your 3 deliverables in content out, ready to go. All right, there's the announcement summary. Million token context window. Beta. Context compaction, beta. Adaptive thinking, yes. Claude in Excel. Agent teams, that's a big one. Additional noteworthy details. Opus 4.6 supports up to 128K token outputs. Awesome. Safety and alignment, or we're going to say it's better because I'm sure it is. Pricing summary, if you care, you can go look into that. The headlines. All right, top headlines. TechCrunch, Anthropic releases Opus 4.6 with new agent teams. CNN Business, Anthropic Opus 4.6, the AI that shook software stock gets a big update. Yikes, guys. 1 million token context and agent teams, and on and on and on. Axios, Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.6 uncovers 500 zero-day flaws in open source code. Yeah, I totally could believe that. So I went in today to just take a look at the Opus 4.6 model, kind of poke around, see what it could do. I had been working on a task in the new Codex app yesterday. I could not get it to work. So I just opened up the project in the new Opus model in Claude Code to see if it could fix it. And the first thing it did was, after I hit init, it opened everything and said, oh, I see just a list of errors, a litany of bugs. Let me create a list of the bugs, and then let me go ahead and create a plan on how I would fix that. Do you want me to fix that? So I'm not shocked that the first thing it did was find 500 zero-day flaws in open source code. The other thing that I thought was really cool is once I had it open and it found this list of bugs and created a plan to fix all the bugs, the first option it gave me was this compact the conversation and get to work on the task list. Maybe this isn't new. It's been a week or so since I've been in Claude Code, but I've never seen that before. So I love that it knows right off the bat, I'm always going to work better if we clear the context. So I went with that option and let it get to work. So already just on first glance, this thing kind of stunned me, but then playing with this agent teams thing, that's actually just fun to play with and leaves me at a slight loss for words. Okay, I do have another request. Can you use Claude in Chrome again and find me those headlines from, let's say, TechCrunch and CNBC, VentureBeat, and Axios? If you could pull up those tabs in the browser, that would be great. Thanks. Always allow. Yep. CNBC, VentureBeat, Axios. I may as well have Claude just do this video for me, right? At this rate? Okay, I just don't even have words for that. That was amazing. I feel like for some reason, this changes everything again. This is just impressive on so many levels. From just even the first time I fired it up and it went through that bug report list of everything that it saw in the file it was looking at, that's already a game changer. If it's already starting to double check its own work or previous work that you have there, I find that super helpful. Then this team of agents where you can just have it orchestrate a whole set of work, that opens up so many possibilities. Just using it for documents alone was a game changer because I could have this coordinated effort and then use the outputs from that initial effort and feed it into the final product. And that's just from looking at this thing for like an hour and a half. It's already got so many ideas bubbling in my head. And I haven't even touched the Opus model in Cowork or in the Claude chat system. I really can't wait to see what I can do over there as well. All right, go give this model a shot. It should be available everywhere. Go have some fun. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.